Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be another anti-haul plus stuff I like. Basically, I go through all the launches that interest me throughout the entire week and I talk about them. I talk about if I like them or if I not and why. I think this is a great opportunity actually for me to show you guys a lot of new launches, because some of the launches I talk about are relatively well known, but some other ones I talk about are not. So yeah, this is gonna be this Sunday's video. I do post a series every single Sunday. I also post on Tuesdays and Fridays, as well as other videos throughout the week at random. So if you want to see those, then of course check out my channel down below. But let's just get into it. So yeah. Okay, so I'm starting off with probably the most prominent launch, well, one of the most prominent launches for this week. We're talking about the Kathleen Lights collaboration with ColourPop. This just arrived. It seems like they're launching 2 lipsticks, 2 of their Supernova liquidy eyeshadows, which I really love the formula of, 1 palette with 12 shades, and I believe 2 highlighters. So this looks like a pretty interesting collection. I feel like this will do well. The entire collection is themed around the zodiac, so there's a lot of dark blue, a lot of rich tones. I don't think I'll be purchasing a lot, if anything, from this collection. I don't think that any of the shades in the eyeshadow palette really scream to me, to be honest. I don't really feel inspired by them, and that's just my personal preference. Everyone has their own preferences, and those are just mine. But I'm really interested probably in the Supernova eyeshadows, so I might be getting those. I don't know, but I'm interested in those eyeshadows, those liquid ones. Everything else, I don't really know. I'm not too much interested in those, but then again, that's my personal preference, and I'm very picky, as you probably already know. Okay, so MAC is coming out with a limited edition Dazzler highlight product, 2 of them. They have a goldy yellow highlight that reminds me a lot of the Fenty one, and then they have a very typical light pink highlighter that looks very interesting as well. I don't think I'll be getting this just because, well, for one, it's limited edition, and I feel like MAC always brings out limited edition products, and honestly, if you get one, the next day is sold out, or the next week, you know what I mean? So I don't really feel the need to purchase this, but it looks pretty interesting. So if you like MAC, if you like their formula for their highlighters, I know I do very much, but if you like the company, if you like what you're seeing, then get it, but I won't be getting it myself. So Jaclyn Hill has a new launch date for her Vault collection. I was actually unable to talk about this really thoroughly in any previous anti-hauls. It's because I was on vacation and I couldn't film, but I was really interested in this collaboration with Morphe when it first came out. I was intrigued. I was thinking that this might be interesting, but then the longer I sat on it, I was thinking, well, I probably will get only 1 palette, and that will probably be the cool one, which is called Dark Magic. This is a greeny bluey tone palette, which really makes me feel nice inside. So if anything, I'll probably get that one, but I'm not really interested in the other shadows, so I will not be getting those. But there's this huge fiasco with inconsistencies and all that, and that is a whole other spiel that I could do. But I just want to say, I feel that it is the responsibility of the company and the person who's behind the creative force of the collaboration to actually catch this before it happens. So I think that there should have been more oversight. This should have been dealt with before we had even heard of the launch, But then again, I do really think that it is really great on the part of Morphe and Jaclyn Hill that they decided to actually pull back and hold on to the launch date and not come out with it right away when we saw that there was a lot of issues with the palettes. So I do think that's a great job on their part. I really commend them for that. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be getting this, mostly because I recently ordered the new Dare to Create palette from Morphe, which I was really excited about. So I don't know if I should buy something else after I get that palette. So yeah, this will be a big maybe for me. That was just a big long spiel, but yeah, it's a big maybe for me. I don't know if I'll get this palette or not. But if I do try the Vault collection, it will be that greeny blue palette that I love so much. This is something from Lime Crime, and I haven't spoken about Lime Crime before on my channel, but they're coming out with quads. They have like a really warm tone pinky quad, and then they have like a more cooler quad with 2 browns, a pink, and a blue. So you probably already know like the T with Lime Crime. They're very like, they're known as a questionable brand. People typically on YouTube, they don't talk about them anymore. There was like some issue, I think, that a while ago that they were selling credit card information to third parties or something to do with credit cards and their website. It was, first of all, like, that is enough to make me not want to purchase from a brand. But then at this point, like, I'm sitting back and thinking there are lots of brands that are questionable. So like, what brands do you purchase from and what brands do you not purchase from? Because honestly, like, at this point, there's so many like shady or scandalous makeup brands. So like, I would like to do a video discussing like this topic, but this is something that I definitely will not be buying, because when something happens and it is in relation to credit cards, like, that makes me really nervous. Like, I'm gonna stay away from that, you know? So I will not be getting this. No matter how much I like the quads or anything, I really like the first one, like the orangey and yellow one, but I don't really want to buy from this company if they have like a shady history with credit cards. Like, that's just my opinion. If you were here last week, you heard me talk about Ace Beauty. They actually have some new palettes coming out. I'm not sure if this was after they announced the first 2 that I mentioned or at the same time and I just missed it. But they have like a cooler toned palette. They have like this reddy, goldy tone palette, and it looks pretty interesting. I don't know if I'll get these though. Personally, like, I feel like for me, I feel like the first 2 palettes that I mentioned last week were more appealing, but that's just like my opinion. That's just like my preference. The blue looks really interesting, but if I'm already getting the 39A, which has blues and greens in it already, and then on top of that I'm getting the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, that's a lot. So yeah, this is like me contemplating things. It takes a lot of effort. Okay, so this company called Technique Cosmetics, this is an example of like something that I haven't really heard of before, but I saw this and I wanted to mention it. They're coming out with a Molten Lava palette, and this looks really interesting if you're into like reddy tones such as they have in like the Modern Renaissance palette. But if you like something that's a little bit like, that's a touch more darker and touch more red than that palette. So if you like the Modern Renaissance, but you're looking for some colors, they're kind of like this color or this color, but more richer and more in quantity. Like, if you like this side of the Modern Renaissance, or, you know, then maybe you'll like this palette. I will not be purchasing it myself because I just feel like there's a lot of browns in here. So yeah, but I just wanted to show you the Modern Renaissance just because like I have it right next to me, because I did use it today for my eyes. But yeah, I will not be purchasing this. Too many browns for me, so I don't need it. Okay, so there's this like Huda Beauty Demi Matte lipstick. I'm someone who always has an easy time talking myself out of getting like lip products, face products, brow products, but like eyeshadows are my weakness. So this is something that can be like, no, not now. I'm trying to stop my addiction. Okay, so moving on, we have the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. This is a good shade range. I really like that. I just want to mention that straight off the bat. I just decluttered my foundations and I don't necessarily feel like getting more of them. I mean, I don't really feel like it's necessary, so I don't think I'll be getting this, but I just wanted to credit them on what I think is a pretty good shade range. Moving on to another Ace Beauty launch. This is a palette inspired by India. I'm half Indian, so this is really nice for me. It looks really pretty. It looks really beautiful. Oh, it's $25. I mean, I think it's a really good color story, and I really like the packaging. But of course, the color story is really nice too. It looks really pretty. Ooh. Stop, Anya. Stop. Stop. There's some days when I do these videos and I'm like, I want nothing. But then other times when I do these videos and I'm like, I want everything. But of course, I have to stop myself. Okay, see, if this is like, okay, this looks really pretty, and I actually think I like it a little bit more than the other Ace Beauty palettes, just because of this is like a very concise palette. And they have a few colors in here, and I actually like all the colors, except maybe for the transition color that's really quite boring. But other than that, I really like pretty much almost every color in this palette. So, maybe? I don't know. This is on the back burner. If I'm still thinking about this palette like in a week or two, then this is like true love. But for now, this is lust. Okay, so moving on, I have this Etude House official soft drink tin set. I don't know if this is very brand new, but I saw it and I'm like, might as well put it in the video, right? This looks really interesting. However, I don't think I'll be getting this. I mean, because I don't really need a lip tint and none of these shades are appealing to me. This looks very much like the Lancome Juicy Shakers, but I think that this is cheaper. So I do like the packaging, I do like the look of it. I think it's a really fun concept, but do I need it? No, I do not. So moving on. Alright, this is a Suva Beauty Block Party palette, and it is, okay, wait, no. Yeah, this is an eyeshadow palette that is $30. That is cheaper than I thought it would be, actually. It looks like a pretty nice eyeshadow palette. I really like the swatches. They look really nice. Yeah, I will not be getting this just because, like, I mean, I feel like I'm a little bit, like, I like it. But, like, if I had all the money in the world, then I probably would get it. But, like, yeah. I mean, I'm just being real with you guys. But I won't be getting it because, too many things already. Okay, so moving on. Okay, this is a company that is known for creating a sponge, and that constantly comes out with like different colors of the same sponge. Well, the same, okay, fine, it might be a different sponge, but basically what I'm trying to say, this is a Beauty Blender foundation, and it's great. Beauty Blender's coming out with foundation, so it sounds really nice, doesn't it? They probably, like, everyone uses their sponge, or everyone has been using their sponges for their foundation, so Beauty Blender probably knows their stuff when it comes to foundation formulas. But what they don't seem to realize, or they don't just seem to be just blatantly ignoring, is the fact that their shade range is terrible. Like this, okay, I get really worked up in these videos. I usually try to be very positive in these videos, but one thing that really just pinches me, like, makes me want to scream sometimes, but I won't do it right now because I don't want my family to think I'm crazier than I actually am, is a terrible shade range. I hate it when there's no inclusivity. I hate it when companies, big successful companies, fail to have an inclusive shade range. There's so many light and medium shades. Like, there are 3 rows of it, and then there's like only like just a little bit of really deep shades. I don't get it. I really don't. Sorry. Here's an example of an actual shade range that I actually like. I think that it looks like a pretty good shade range. This is from Cover Effects, and they have a new concealer coming out, and this looks like a pretty good shade range. I mean, there's very lights, and then there's very darks, and there's several very dark shades, so this looks like an amazing shade range. This was actually something that I thought was gonna be a highlighter, because this is from the company Box of Crayons, and they're coming out with color correcting like pens or something, and they packaged them to look like highlighters, and they even said highlighter. So I was like, is this a highlighter? Like, is it? And then I saw the caption, and it's like a highlighter concealer, and it's a liquid formula. They have 20 shades, and they include color correctors. I will not be getting this. I mean, it looks a little bit gimmicky, but besides that, it's just that I don't really use concealers that often. Bite Beauty has an astrology collection. There's an amuse-bouche lipstick in the shade Leo. It looks like a pretty interesting lipstick. If this goes, okay, this is limited edition, so I'm like, should I get it? But this looks like this is a gold lipstick. I don't know. I want to go to Sephora and I want to swatch this. And since I do have like a ton of Sephora gift cards, I might get this even though it is limited edition, just because it's such a cool concept, I think. And it looks really interesting. So like if it swatches and if it actually looks like it does here, then maybe I will get it. Okay, so this is a launch that's interesting, but not one that I'm interested in myself. If you know Kim Kardashian, or if you don't know Kim Kardashian, well, if you know Kim Kardashian, let's just leave it at that. You know that she has a very basic makeup style. She does a lot of neutrals. She doesn't really do a lot of colors that much, except for that blue thing that was going on a few months ago when the Mario palette came out. But she doesn't really use a lot of colors, so this is unsurprisingly a collection of very neutral eyeshadows, neutral lipsticks, and neutral lip liners. I don't think I'll be getting this just because it looks like it's a little bit neutral for me. I am, however, interested in the lightest nude lipstick because that looks like a very yellow-based nude, and I'm kind of like on that hunt for those right now because I have a lot of like pinky nudes, and I think, yeah, this is a pinky nude also. So I like nudes a lot, but I like more yellow tone nudes more, and I don't really have any of those right now. Like most of the nudes that I have, like a good, well, most of them, yeah, have like a pinkier undertone than a yellow one, and I want a yellow nude, so I might be getting this. Okay, so Buxom Cosmetics is coming out with a Pillow Pout Creamy Plumping Lip Powder. This looks like something I feel like Tati will review. See, this is one of those things where I'm like realistically thinking, will I use it? And I don't know if I will, if it's a lip powder. I should go to Sephora actually and try to swatch some new makeup because I really like, honestly, like when I am looking online at like products, I can't necessarily trust them because, I mean, I trust my own opinion most of all, so if I go to Sephora and I swatch it and it doesn't really look as good as it does. I'm doing my makeup and I'm filming a video. What's up? I trust my own opinion when it comes to makeup. I'm not someone that really likes to gamble too much. This looks like something that is gimmicky and I don't know if I like it or not. Maybe leaning on to the edge of no, because I like to play it safe sometimes. Beige Cosmetics has some liquid linen lipstick. Wait, no. Liquid lipstick. That sounds like a tongue twister. Liquid linen liquid linen liquid linen liquid linen lip liquid linen lip liquid linen lip liquid linen liquid lipstick. Wait, no. Liquid linen liquid lipstick. The things that make me happy. Okay, so anyway, if you haven't already figured out, this is a liquid lipstick. I'm usually like really gravitating towards the nudes just because for some reason on my eyes, I'm like this very like, I feel like I'm this very colorful person when it comes to my eye makeup, but then when it comes to my lips, I'm like this very boring nude person. I mean, I love my nudes and I love my reds too, but I love my nudes, okay? So like whenever I'm looking like at a range like this, I'm looking at the nudes, and these are all like pink based nudes, which we know. No, there is an Urban Decay Cosmetics Aphrodisiac eyeshadow palette. It just looks like a whole bunch of neutrals with one pink shade, and honestly, like I don't really need that in my life, so I don't think I'll be getting this. Too Faced is launching a Tutti Frutti collection. I don't think I'll be getting this though because, well, two reasons. One, because I think I'm getting I think I'm putting way too many makeup products on my wish list already. And two, because Too Faced is another one of those controversial, like, scandalous brands that I'm like thinking, should I even be mentioning them or should I not be mentioning them? Anyway, video might come very soon on that. Juvia's Place has a new Afrique collection, and they have an eyeshadow palette. which you can purchase individually for $20, and a liquid lipstick. Okay, I think that I don't know how much the liquid lipstick is on its own, but you can purchase the palette and the liquid lipstick for $35. I mean, you know I love Juvia's Place. I used Juvia's Place today, by the way, on my eyes. There are like a lot of other Juvia's Place palettes on my wish list currently that I would like to get before this. But this looks intriguing, plus I know the Juvia's Place formula is like really good. So, I mean, this is something that looks intriguing, plus I like the color story. So that this is a maybe, not like a very, very maybe, but like a maybe. Okay, so moving on. Natasha Denona is coming out with a mini eyeshadow palette, and it's a Lila mini eyeshadow palette, and I don't think I will be getting this. I haven't really tried anything from Natasha Denona, like, at all. I mean, I've swatched in stores. If you saw my hyped products that I will not be getting video, then I talked about some Natasha Denona palettes, and I mentioned how expensive they were, and I was like, is it really worth it to buy a palette that's this expensive? So yeah, I mean, this is like a nice alternative. So if you think that the original or the Natasha Denona palettes that keep coming out anyway are expensive, and you want like an alternative, like these mini eyeshadow palettes are really good. I think like really good options, because it seems like the same formula of the bigger palettes, but the only difference is you don't really have to donate your organs to buy the palettes, so that's a nice thing. I will not be getting this though, because I mean, I don't really need it, so I will not be getting this. So that is pretty much the end of this video. As you can see, some interesting launches, some that I liked, some that I didn't, pretty much the usual. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end of it, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.